Welcome to Crazy Fun PE with Mrs. T, the podcast that's on a mission to make school fun again. Every Monday morning, I'll wake you up with unique PE games, creative teaching ideas, and simple management tips that get kids moving, laughing, and having a total blast. Sometimes with a squeaky rubber chicken or two. I'm your host, Mrs. T. Now let's get moving. Hey there, crazy awesome PE friends. Welcome back to another episode of Crazy Fun PE with Mrs. T. Thanks so much for being here with me. Today I want to share one of my absolute favorite PE games of all time. Actually, I don't just like this game, I love this game. In fact, if you've ever wondered why lightning tag is game number 1 in my book, 59 Crazy Fun Elementary PE Games That Rock, today you're going to find out exactly why. Because out of 59 games, I purposely made lightning tag game number 1. Why? Because I honestly believe every PE teacher should have this game in their toolbox. Here are all of the reasons why I love lightning tag and why I always play it on day number 1. One of the questions I get all the time is, Mrs. T, what's your favorite first day game? Without hesitation, lightning tag. Every single time. And here's why. Because the first day of school is different. Kids are excited. Some are nervous. Some have never had you before. Some are wondering, is PE going to be fun this year? Lightning tag answers that question in about 30 seconds. Yes, PE is going to be awesome. Here's the best part. Want to know what equipment you need? Ready? A gym full of awesome kids ready to have a total blast? That is it. No cones, no beanbags, no noodles, no pennies. Very little setup. No prep, nothing. As PE teachers, we all know that there are days when that really matters. Maybe your equipment is still locked away. Maybe another class is using half of your gym. Maybe you're outside unexpectedly. Maybe you have a substitute. Lightning tag just works in all of these situations every single time. And speaking of the substitute teacher thing, I like to teach lightning tag on day number 1 so that just in case I have an emergency early on in the school year and I have to be absent, the kids already know how to play and I can very easily leave it for my sub to play with all of my classes, easy peasy, no problems. All right, here's how you play. The setup, again, could not be easier. Have all of your students spread out around your playing area. I usually have my students begin around the outside perimeter black line of the gym. Then, when the music starts, everybody is it. The kids absolutely love hearing that. They think it's like the coolest thing. Now, they're all trying to gently tag one another while also avoiding being tagged themselves. When a student does get tagged, they simply sit down or take a knee. But here's where the magic happens. Instead of sitting out for the rest of the game, they watch the person who tagged them closely. Because the second that student gets tagged, boom, they pop back up and they're back in the game. Lightning fast. It's very fast-paced and tons of fun. Here is one rule that you've got to have, though, because let's be honest, within about 2 minutes, maybe not even that long, you're going to hear, Mrs. T, we tagged each other at the exact same time. So instead of becoming the official referee, I let the kids solve it with rock, paper, scissors. Winner stays in, the other player sits down. Done. No arguing, no debating. And I actually even have my students stand back to back when they do rock, paper, scissors, then turn and show. It works really well. That way you don't have to worry about someone waiting for the other person to give their rock, paper, or scissors symbol and then conveniently giving theirs. Anyways, love this little rule because it teaches problem solving, conflict resolution, and it keeps the game moving right along without any fighting. Here are 4 quick teacher tips for when you do play this game. Tip number 1. If you notice a lot of kids sitting down, waiting, just simply stop the music for a quick second and yell, "Lightning break!" Then everyone jumps back up. They're all back in the game and the fast-paced fun continues. Tip number 2. Since we aren't using pool noodles to tag with, and I do use pool noodles most of the time, but not for lightning tag. Since we're not using pool noodles to tag with, it's very important to always remind students to remember to tag gently, shoulders and below only. We are playing tag, not football. Tip number 3, if you want to finish with a little extra excitement, play an elimination round with your second grade classes and up. I would not do this with K1. So for the elimination round, instead of popping back in, students stay seated once they get tagged until only 2 students remain. Then I take those 2 students to the middle of the gym and have them stand back to back. I say rock, paper, scissors, show instead of shoot. And I have the kids hold their rock, paper, or scissors above their head. It's really cool because the whole class is around watching this. It's like this big showdown that they love. When I say turn, they both turn, and whoever wins is crowned the lightning tag champ. Seriously, the kids love this so much. And it's guaranteed if you play this awesome game on day number 1 of PE class, they will all be begging to play it again when they come back to PE on day 2. All right. And finally, tip number 4, and this is a very powerful one. If you are able, don't be afraid to jump in and play lightning tag with your students. Never underestimate the power of simply playing with your students instead of always watching them play. When kids see their PE teacher running, laughing, getting tagged, and having fun right alongside them, it instantly builds relationships, increases participation, and creates the kind of joyful memories that they're going to talk about way, way long after class is over. Sometimes the most powerful teaching, honestly, happens when you just simply join in with them into the game. So here's why this game works so well. Kids don't fall in love with PE because we have the newest, coolest equipment and all that. They fall in love with PE because they're laughing and they're moving and they're feeling successful and included. And most importantly, they are having some serious fun. And lightning tag checks every single one of those boxes. Even students who normally don't enjoy sports can succeed. Everybody gets to play and move and have a total blast. And that's exactly the kind of experience that I want students to have on day 1 and beyond. So why is it game number 1 in my book? People have actually asked me, "Hey, Jen," or "Hey, Mrs. T, why is lightning tag the very first game in your PE games book?" And the answer is simple, just like the game is. And it's because I wanted the very first game teachers saw in the book to be one they could teach to their students tomorrow. No prep, no stress, no equipment, just fun. I wanted teachers to open the book, see game number 1, and immediately think, I can do this, because when teachers have fun, students have fun. And that's exactly what 59 Crazy Fun Elementary PE Games That Rock is all about. So before we wrap up, if you've never tried lightning tag, give it a shot this week. And there are quite possibly hundreds, maybe more, different names that this game goes by. I've heard it all. Some really, really cool ones. But I honestly think your students are going to love it. And if you would like a completely free printable lightning tag lesson plan with setup diagrams, directions, and teaching tips, I've got one waiting for you in my blog post on my website, love2teachandlearn.com. But I will put it right in the show notes for you. So again, you don't have to go hunting around for it. And remember, it doesn't take fancy equipment or a ginormous budget to create unforgettable PE experiences. Sometimes all you need is a great game, a little music, a lot of enthusiasm, and maybe, just maybe, a giant rubber chicken. More on that very soon. Before I let you go, it's time for our sports joke of the week. Where do basketball players hang out after the game? Dunkin' Donuts. I hope that one gets at least one eye roll from your students when you decide to use it. Thanks so much for spending part of your day with me here on Crazy Fun PE with Mrs. T. If today's episode gave you one idea that you can use in your gym tomorrow, I would love it if you'd follow this podcast, leave a quick review, share it with another PE teacher. Until next time, remember, if you had fun, you totally won. Now, get out there and let's make school fun again together.